us now to weigh in on all of this, as well as talking boosters, masks, and more, is University Medical Director, Dr. Ginette Archinal.
Dr. Archinal, good morning to you. Thanks
morning.
for being with us today. So I want to start just a little bit, any contextualization you can provide with National Guard coming in. Is it too little, too late? I mean, the cases are starting to decrease now. You know, they were called in January. How can they, be of help?
It's a good question. The problem is that even though cases are dropping, cases are still really high. And I think that's what everybody is forgetting across the country. One of the problems with COVID has been the problem with staffing hospitals everywhere. People haven't been able to take leave. People have gotten sick because they're working too many hours, all of that. So all those people who worked through the surge, the real peak of Omicron, they're now burnt out and collapsing, and any assistance anybody can give is going to be beneficial. You'll notice none of these are clinical roles that the National Guard are doing. And I think that's important for patients and the community to know, that you're still going to be taken care of by doctors and nurses and fully qualified staff. It's the support people whom we always forget about in these crises. That's where we're going to have extra support, and they deserve help.
Well, also making headlines this week as well is the rollback on mask mandates in various states. In Connecticut, New Jersey, and Delaware, they have all set timelines right now for the end of their schools' mask mandates. Here in Raleigh, the mayor just recently said, we're just not there yet in terms of rolling back that mask mandate here in the state. With that said, what is your advice to students, faculty, and staff as we sort of move about the next few weeks, and leaders here in the state and across the country are sort of making decisions on loosening those requirements?
Well, I think the first thing we need to remember is that even though the Omicron surge is going down and cases are much, much lower, we're still almost at the same number of cases as we were at the peak of Delta. Okay? COVID hasn't gone away.
Yeah.
It's just fewer people are dying from it. So that's number one. Number two is masks aren't just helpful against COVID. They're helpful against flu, the common cold, which is very often another coronavirus, mono, strep. So anytime anybody is sick, whether there's a mask mandate or not, people should be wearing masks. So we need to put things in context. It's not everything's gone away. Yeah. We will never be back to 2019.
Okay. So would it be the advice, though, soon to potentially set a specific date? I know a lot of students were frustrated because, you're going to be unmasked after the first 2 weeks because you were vaccinated, and then that was extended, and then extended at the end of the semester, and then you were going to be boosted and taken off, and that was extended. So I understand the hesitancy to set another date, to not go ahead and do that. But as other leaders start to do that, is that something that maybe we can expect to see soon?
I can tell you it's definitely under discussion. It is always under discussion. The problem and the difficulty is that if people choose a number, then you can you're stuck with that number, and it tells you nothing about what's going on. We have a wonderful vaccination and booster rate on campus, faculty, staff, and students. But in the surrounding community, Guilford County has I think it's about a 59% vaccination rate.
Okay.
Alamance County has a 57%.
Right.
Rockingham County hasn't even hit 50%. We don't really live in the Elon bubble. And one of the things the university has to take into account is not just what's on campus, but what everyone is exposed to off campus. So while I'd love to give you a date, I'm not going to go there.
That's good. So you mentioned boosters. There's 4 more booster clinics. There's a few students who were deferred from those. I know we have to run, but is there any update on, if they just had COVID, like what that process sort of looks like?
Okay, if you've had COVID in the last 90 days, medically you can get your booster immediately. It's not a problem. But because we know you have some boost, in a sense, from getting the illness, you can defer that booster for 90 days, so long as the university knows you've had COVID and has proof.
Sure. All right. Great. Well, for those who haven't received their booster shot yet, there are 4 clinics, as we said, and they're scheduled. You can schedule to get yours on campus between now and spring break. Registration is strongly recommended, but you can walk in if doses are available.
Dr. Ginette Archinal, thank you so much for your time this
morning.
Pleasure. We hope to see you back soon.
Okay.
Thank you so much.